So here is a complex flat shape, as in it's not three-dimensional, but there's quite a lot going on. You've got hexagons and you've got arcs, and you're not given a lot. So again, it's a case of using what you're given. So the question says, a badge is shown below. Complete the full-size view of the badge in the space provided to the right of the drawing. So you've got the outer shape of the shield, so this shape, and the inner shapes and the lettering. So the first thing to note about this is it's strongly using a centre line. So thinking about this here, you've got a centre line and both sides are the same on either side. So the centre line goes through the centre of both hexagons. And also quite often with this type of question, the centre of one shape is not necessarily the centre of the other. So I'm assuming there's going to be two centre lines here. So we know that this centre line will go through there, through the centre of the triangle. The full distance from here to here is 160. So this is our centre, so we know this is going to be 80. So it's a good idea to draw that. And 80. Because we've got an arc to put into this corner here, so we're going to have to draw this up here. We could go straight from that side, but it's good, it will help with the other side as well. So that's got to be in line with that there. This radius here is 60, so we know from this point to there it's going to be 60. So I might as well draw this across. And we can set the compass to 60. And from this corner, draw in this arc here. We know the distance, so we can measure 80 from the centre, because we know the full distance is 160. We can draw this in here. And put the arc in the other side, just double checking this is 60. So now we've got to do this arc in here. It does say that the radius here is 160. So obviously one method is to set your compass. 160 is quite large, so you might need to extend the pencil out, but I'm going to show you two methods to do this for a larger arc. So one method is you could extend your pencil. And using this, so it's got to be from here to here, so your point, it's quite tricky to do, is going to be here, so checking that's going to go from that, so that's, we know that's 160, because we know this distance, so we know going to reach from there. So we know these 2 points is 160, but just checking that you've got it right at both ends. But with an extended pencil, it can, as you can see, it can be a bit out. So another way to do this is to do a point going up the arc. I mean, the compass is the easiest way, but do some points going up the arc where you measure the distance. But it is only 2 marks, so I would imagine using the compasses right, so that's 2 centimetres. So you could do your mark there. So this would be 34. So you mark this at 34. This distance here. 56. So what you can do is mark these periodically up there and then just draw that in, as you would do if you were doing an ellipse. But because my compass could fit, I could do that. It's just being careful when you're drawing it that it doesn't move. So moving on to the inside shape here, I think I'm going to do the outer hexagon first. So you've got, it's 100 across corners, so you know that the radius is 50. So it's checking this length here. That is 50. So you can use the compass method, so setting it to that distance, adjusting your compass back. Setting it to here. Because you know that the centre is going to be along the centre line, but wherever these cross, as with an equilateral triangle, because that's what a hexagon is made up of. You can then use that as your centre, and it should touch both lines here. You can draw your circle in. You know that is here. So the method of creating a hexagon using a circle, you can draw this line in here. And this line here. So you've got hexagon here with a triangle inside. So we know it's 80 across corners, so we know that radius is 40. It would be dangerous to assume that was the same centre. You can always check it. So set your compass for 40. You know what it looks like. So if you were going to set that, you can see here it doesn't reach the top of that. So you know it's a different centre. So if you're looking at it and thinking that does not right, you know it's a different centre. So we know this is on the centre line, this is on the outside, and we know the radius is 40. So the radius from here is, and from any of these points, is going to be 40. So once you've set your compass, you could mark back from the triangle, so it's only slightly different, to find your centre. And then using that, to draw your circle, and then marking round the shape. And then joining these up. and you can complete the triangle. By extending the lines. The last thing to do here, and the easiest, is the lettering. So use your horizontal to get your bottom and your top height. You've got two N's and an R, and you can see here that that's in line, so I would draw, extend that out, extend that, and just double checking the distance between the letters. It's about 2, and the N is 11, so I know I've got to fit that into this space here, so it's about 2 and 2, and checking that's about 11. You just need to make it fit, so it's a little bit more. Drawing in the verticals. And with the R, it looks about the same size. You can guess this 7, it's about the same size. So giving it a similar distance to the other letters, drawing the vertical, and a similar size. Drawing the vertical. And just checking the thickness of the, it's 2, so I can draw that in already. I can draw this vertical in here and here, and then I know from there it's about 2 millimeters up there, so I can draw that in there. And this one here is about 2 millimeters there. It's got a bit longer here. Just keeping the thickness similar and making it look similar and keeping it parallel. And the R, you've got, it's rounded here and comes in slightly here, and you've got the same thickness here, so marking this out here, 2, doing the vertical, you know the space that you've got left, and you can use this to keep this quite parallel, and then this comes out here, and this is quite straight. So just checking your thickness and going over to get that right. But the missing letters are only 2 marks, so that shouldn't take too long.